Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of the show. I know it's been forever since I've posted a video, but I have been working on the show. Actually, I built up a bank of videos. So now I have a whole batch of videos that I'm going to be releasing once every 2 weeks. So there'll be a new video every 2 weeks. I know I've been talking about it for years, but now, for the first time ever, I may have a regular release schedule. So, I just want to thank everybody for continuing to support the show and send me messages, and to all my Patreon supporters, thank you so much. Also, I really wanted to let you guys know, so there will be 2 videos every month now. So on this episode of the show, I will be talking about one of the most boring horror movies I've ever seen. For a movie that's supposed to be scary, I'm not really exactly sure when the scary part is supposed to happen. You know what's scarier than this? Beware the Slender Man, the documentary that was made about the 2 young girls who stabbed their friend like 19 times in order to impress Slender Man. And that actually happened. That's much scarier than this. I mean, just the idea that people take these stupid stories seriously is scarier than this movie. There's things in my day-to-day life that are scarier than this. The fact that there's so many people in my city who have no idea how to use a roundabout, and the city just keeps putting in more and more and more, and I drive around all day. That's much scarier to me than this movie. Even food, you know what's scarier than this movie? Well, around the time of writing this review, taking a bite of romaine lettuce. Yeah. Back in December, there was a contamination with a bunch of romaine lettuce. People were getting E. coli and stuff, I think. And that's what I was referring to. See, this is what you get, Mark. You write these reviews months ago, and now nobody even remembers what you're talking about. The movie starts with a bunch of high school girls talking to their guy friends who are planning on getting together and doing something, but they can't tell the girls what it is because it's super secret. So the girls get together and start drinking, and apparently one of them just knows what the boys are doing. They're summoning Slender Man. Oh no. Any of you who are fans of the show, if any of you are in high school, do you do this shit? Seriously, do you sit around and summon characters from internet legends in high school? Is this what you do? Because see, I never did anything like this in high school. I was just getting high all the time. It's probably much worse. When I was a kid, there was some urban legends going around that freaked me out. One I remember the most was Bloody Mary. Like, you say Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror by yourself, and she just appears, or in the dark, I think, yeah, and she just appears behind you with like blood pouring out of her face, and she kills you. Yeah, I learned about that when I was 8. That scared me a lot. But by the time I was in high school, I was like, yeah, this is all fake. And here's the thing. I have to give teenagers and kids a ton of credit because there's just so much more stuff to worry about and be exposed to nowadays because of the internet. School shootings, online predators, cyberbullying, real things. So why would something like this be of any real concern, especially with so much fake stuff online? I'd like to think that people would be a little bit more skeptical than just, well, people are telling these stories and drawing pictures of this guy, so it's pretty hard to dispute. So the girls read a bunch of anonymous internet comments because those should always be taken seriously, and then they just click on a link to summon him. Honestly, if it was me, I'd be more worried about clicking on the link and getting a virus than summoning some kind of cyber demon. The link is to a video filled with random black and white images. It's kind of like The Ring without any of the atmosphere or depth. And suddenly they're all really freaked out and disturbed by this because they've never been to the weird side of YouTube. So a week later, they're on some kind of a school trip, and Katie starts staring at the trees. I guess the woods are calling to her, and then she just disappears. And this obviously becomes a big deal. A teenage girl just suddenly disappears. They send out a search team, news reports. This is pretty serious. Then Haley's sister, or Hallie, is it Hallie? It's Hallie. I think it's Hallie. You know, the names in this are kind of funny. It's like Hallie, Katie, Chloe, Ren. Then Hallie's sister asks her to tell her what really happened to Katie, as if she knows and has just been keeping it a secret this whole time.
You should tell me what really happened to Katie. We never keep secrets from each other.
How would you know? You don't know that. Do your homework. Come on. I don't want to talk about it.
It was a boy, right? You think I'll tell? I'd never tell.
Seriously, if this girl just, decided to disappear with a boy one day and not tell anyone, let her family and friends, community stress out, worry, and waste police resources, and your sister just hasn't told anybody the truth, then your sister and her friends are complete pieces of shit. So Hallie hears the door open and goes downstairs to check who it is. I guess during a time when a local girl suddenly disappears, Hallie's family isn't really concerned with locking the doors to the house late at night. Turns out that it's not Slender Man, it's just Katie's drunk father looking for her and blaming Hallie for getting Katie into all this occult stuff. Well, what occult stuff? We haven't really seen anything like that. We've only seen them get together once. So it's not like they were lighting candles and having a seance. They were drinking vodka and watching porn. Is that what classifies as occult stuff now? Maybe? Times have changed, Mark. World's a different place than when you started this show many moons ago. So Ren suggests that Katie disappearing has something to do with the fact that she felt something from the video, whatever that means. They find a laptop in Katie's closet and decide to check out her browser history, which is filled with links to various Slenderman videos. Okay, I take issue with this, alright? As a friend, checking the browser history of your friend's computer, I think goes against the friend code, That is, well, she is missing. So, well, yeah. If I was missing, would I want my friends checking out my browser history? No. Just let me die. And I don't know if these are actual videos that you can find online. If they are, I think it was a mistake putting them in this movie because they're just so obviously fake. Like, not even slightly convincing. Using the same children's laughter sound effect that's been used 1,000,000 times before doesn't help sell this as real. And as for this one, if it's supposed to be found footage, then why is it edited? The kid sees Slender Man, then it cuts away with audio from the last cut continuing. So it's not like they turn the camera off and on again. And cuts again, and then cuts to the kid running to the exact spot where Slender Man was just standing. Katie also has a video of herself walking through the forest and something scaring her.
What was that?
What did you see?
Nothing. Neither of you saw anything, because instead of recording what she was seeing, Katie thought it was much more important to record herself reacting to what she was seeing, which I think is a great representation of the time we live in. Oh my god. Oh, is that him? Oh my god. Is that Slenderman? Oh, I'm not sure. I wish I could show you, but I just bought this sweater and I think it looks really nice. So Ren starts chatting with this mystery person that Katie was in contact with. I guess this is like the Slenderman expert, and they tell her that Slenderman is in their brain now, like a virus. And in order to get Katie back, they have to be willing to give something up to him. So 3 teenage girls head out into the woods to meet a tall mystery man and give something up to him because an anonymous person on the internet told them to. They all bring an item that's really important to them and destroy it, and now Ren tells them that they're gonna have to put these blindfolds on and keep them on. And I just find it hilarious that they're all just going along with this. They're just buying it hook, line, and sinker. Does anybody have any objections to any of this stuff? Like, hey, maybe this is not real. Just think about this. Your friend mysteriously disappeared. Then you find out that they were talking to a stranger online right before they disappeared. And then this stranger tells you to go out into the woods and put blindfolds on, and you're all like, well, that's what the internet person told us to do. I guess we don't have a choice. I mean, sure, this puts us in a very vulnerable position in the middle of nowhere, but I mean, what else was I supposed to do? Argue with the person online? The best twist would have been if Slender Man would have came along and then Chris Hansen just pops out from behind a tree like, why don't you take a seat on that log over there? What do you got planned for tonight? I don't know. I wasn't gonna do anything. I was just coming to hang out. Oh really? I see you brought alcohol. Oh yeah, that's just for me. After a while, Chloe just can't take it anymore and decides to take her blindfold off. And then she sees Slender Man and runs away and blah blah blah. The girls find her and she's all messed up. Then while she's at home, suddenly Chloe's phone starts screwing up and she gets a video call. And the video is being taken from outside her house. And now the person is coming into her house. And here comes the scary part. Slender Man starts strangling her, but when she looks in the mirror, she's strangling herself. So no one has heard from Chloe in a few days, and they're getting really worried. I mean, she's not in class, and she's not responding to texts. I guess it would be too much work to, I don't know, go over to her house. That's what we would have done back in the 90s, but me, right? And where are all of the parents in all of this? I mean, their daughter's close friend just disappeared. You'd think they'd be concerned, maybe inquire as to what they think happened to their close friend? Maybe ask their daughters what they're doing, going out late at night? Hey, where are you going, young lady? Where are you going out this late? And why are you bringing with you an item of immense sentimental value? You're not getting together with those goth friends of yours, are you? Maybe lighting some candles, having a seance, summoning a demon? Oh, no, you're just going out to drink vodka and watch internet porn? Okay. All right, well, you girls have fun. Yeah, just make sure to get an Uber home because, yeah, I don't want to pick you up. But they just seem to be out of the picture, leaving their daughters home alone at night with the doors open. Anyways, Ren goes to the library to research Slender Man and browse through a bunch of obviously fake photos until he shows up and takes her face. I'm sorry, this just looks really funny. Of course, this is all in her mind. Remember, Slender Man is a brain virus or something that you get by watching his video of trees. So now Ren is acting all crazy, saying that they have to go over to Chloe's house right now. But Hallie's like, Ren, I can't. I have track. So later that night, obviously after track, they go over to Chloe's house, but Chloe doesn't see them because she's all messed up. Remember, she's been infected by the black and white video virus. Hallie runs into the woods looking for Katie and gets tangled up in the branches. Maybe she should have brought a flashlight or, used the one on her phone. That's just a bunch of weird random shit at this point. She has some nightmare about being pregnant with some kind of tentacle baby. She goes into her sister's room and her sister's having some sort of panic attack. And then there's just more weird shit. All of this just seems random and thrown together. There's no rhyme or reason to anything. And as an audience member, I'm really not invested in any of it. Why? Because I have no reason to. This is the same criticism I had of the Bye Bye Man. I have no information on the antagonist at all. What exactly am I supposed to be scared of? A video? The woods? Because it seems like if I avoid those two things, I don't have to deal with him at all. Also, I should mention that, all things considered, I think the acting in this movie was pretty good for the most part. By the time the movie ends, the girls just get turned into trees. There's no explanation as to why this all happened. All we know is that the girls watched a video one night, and that was the cause of everything. It infected their brains. But why? When you look at a movie like The Ring, the video was the mystery, and it had a point. It was a message that led to the discovery of what happened to the antagonist. In this, there's just a weird video, and then some weird stuff is gonna happen to you. And filling the story with these bizarre moments doesn't add to the atmosphere, it just causes confusion. Now, I don't know exactly what happened during this production, obviously, but based on what I found online, apparently there were several major scenes edited out of the film over fears that there was going to be public backlash. And the studio never really supported the film from the beginning. So if, I can be frank here, these are the types of films that I actually find kind of insulting as an audience member. You have a movie that comes out to try and milk the popularity of something that's really not that popular anymore, but has been in the news somewhat recently because of the tragic real-life events that were inspired by it. Theaters that refuse to screen it for that reason, major scenes edited out to try and minimize the inevitable public backlash, a studio that didn't really care to support it, and a distributor that was reportedly extremely nervous about releasing it. So this was a mess basically from the beginning, but what the hell, let's just go ahead and release it anyways, to at least try and make some money off of it. Maybe it was, I don't know, maybe they were just trying to recoup the budget, but any studio they're not just trying to make back their money, they're trying to make a profit off of the project, obviously. But it just seems to me like right from the beginning this was a bad idea. Everybody, from what I've seen, felt like it was a bad idea, but they just went ahead with it. Now, I think I've said this several times before, but this is the movie business, and studios, they view their movies as their products, as they should. They're released with the purpose of making money. But however, I personally feel as an audience, these are the types of movies that don't deserve our money. And it kind of sucks because, like with any movie, there's a lot of people that work on these movies, a lot of people that work hard on them. But you look at the intent of it, and as long as in the end result, and as long as these movies continue to make money, they're just going to continue to make them. But then I'll always have material for the show. Kind of painted yourself into a corner here, Mark. Shit. And of course, there are people out there that like these movies. If you like this movie, then that's great. That's cool. As for the rest of you, thanks for watching. Good to be back. Be sure to check out my Instagram story where I'll have a poll where you can vote on the video you want to see next. So, as always, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.